Hey guys, it's me the American, and today I have the Gerber LMF 2 Infantry for all your outdoor and survival and tactical needs. This survival blade features around a 5-inch blade of 420 HC steel made by Gerber. It has a striking butt cap right here for punching through what they call plexiglass, helicopter glass, or any type of hard objects that need a puncturing. And here, what does this say? Portland, Oregon, USA. So this knife is made in the United States of America. Handling is quick and effortless. It's actually a very nice blade, just for the general handling and gist of things. And I'll tell you what, definitely a keeper. Now, shaving tinder for a fire is a very important survival tactic, so we'll go ahead and see how well this will shave tinder. Safety first, my friends. It actually does quite well. The wide blade profile actually gives you a little bit more of a striking feature. So it shaves pretty effortlessly. And you could definitely get these little shavings started with a fire. See right here. Now we saw the shaving ability of this knife, and so far the blade feels still pretty sharp. So let's go ahead and move past this, and let's head to the next test, which is the chopping demonstration. Here I have a 2x6, and this board is somewhat fresh. I've been using it quite a bit for my testings, but we will see how quickly it can chop through about 2 inches of construction grade lumber. Safety first, my friends. Well, to be honest, it has a lot of heft towards the end of the blade, which is very nice for chopping. It's a little bit heavier than most survival type knives, but this has been overbuilt by Gerber, for just about any purpose that you could think of. Well, Gerber has seemed to come out with a pretty good product because it has passed phase 1. Phase 1 is really easy, to be honest. I mean, if a knife fails at phase 1, it would be very horribly built. But let's go ahead and go on to phase 2. We have a solid concrete block down here. I will be striking the edge of the blade onto the concrete block. After that, I will be cutting into a lime rind because it's tougher than most rinds, and we will see how effortless or how difficult it is to cut it. Safety first, my friends. Don't try this at home. Hit right here. Wow, would you look at that? Completely effortless. Held a very good edge, and to be honest, that 420 HC steel is holding up very well. Now we're on to the brick test. The brick test tests the strength of the spine of the knife. Now, there might be certain situations where you have to break through a hard object with the spine. This knife obviously has a cap to, strike hard objects with, but if you need a little bit more room, you might want to strike up here with it. Alright, well, it's a very simple test, controversial to some, but I like to do it. Safety first. Right there we have it. Gerber LMF 2 Infantry, built to last. Now, after the brick test, after further inspection, can you see that? It's actually opening and closing that hole in the handle. So there is a little bit of movement right there. I don't know if that's, so you can see right here also that it's opening and closing. I don't know if that's actually a part of the design of the knife, because the knife blade is supposed to be separate. It doesn't have like a full tang, so the tang is cut halfway in order to not electrocute yourself if you're, cutting through, like a 220 line or a 110 line. But we will go ahead and see if this will affect the test further on. I will go ahead and I'll pass it for right now, but if it's having more of a catastrophic failure, or if I deem it's unsafe, I will stop the test and it will fail the Mare Fuglycool test. Well, so far the Gerber LMF Infantry 2 has passed the brick test, so let's get these baby bricks out of the way. I mean, come on, seriously. It's not really that hard. I mean, plenty of my other knives have passed this test with no failure. So let's go ahead and step it up to the big brother test of impact testing to a heavyweight cinder block. Alright guys and gals, don't try this at home, and safety first. Here we go. Use the butt end for something. It's not breaking it, surprisingly. Tough. There we go. There we go. Flip this one around just for a little bit of extra measure. Alright. Well, it's actually dished out a lot of damage. And it is moving a little bit more than after the brick test. The butt cap is not moving whatsoever, but the front of the knife blade has separated from the handle just a tiny bit. Alrighty, the Gerber LMF2 has passed the phase 2 testing. Now let's go ahead and get this out of the way, and let's do metal on metal testing. Down here I have I'll grab that for you. It's like a little light skin propane tank, a little camper stove propane tank. It's, you know, real easy, real lightweight. We'll go ahead and see what type of damage we can do with the piercing ability of the tip. Safety first. Made a nice hole there. Wow, look at that. I mean, just complete penetration into that tank. Let's go ahead and check the tip. So far the tip grabs my finger, so it is still staying pretty sharp. Alrighty, we passed a little propane tank test. Nothing big, really. Now on to the big boy testing of penetration. This is my 50 cal GI ammo can. Now, all my other tests, most of the knives have passed it, or actually all the knives have tested has passed it to this point. I will go ahead and pick this corner right here, my lower left-hand corner, no, my side, and we'll be penetrating through with the tip. Safety first, my friends, and maximum penetration. Not bad. Wow, look at that, just a huge hole. I mean, it's just ripping that open. Perfect. I mean, look at that, all the way through. Now, we'll go ahead and get a close-up and see what the tip looks like. Alright, you can see all the blue coloring from the propane tank here. The tip is still grabbing onto my finger, telling me that the 420 HC that they use is actually a very good quality steel. The edge sharpness is actually still pretty sharp, and the blade has seemed to kept intact. I mean, it hasn't shattered or anything like a cheap knife would. But right here, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's actually moving within the handle. You know, I will say that this knife is actually very excellent so far, but I think that there should be a couple of changes made with the handle tie-in system with the knife blade itself. Alright, well, last but not least, we have the pull-up test. Now, my log that I used to hammer my knives into has disintegrated. I am still looking for another, you know, good size, like a little log chunk, log cutting, so that way I can go ahead and do that test again. But in the meantime, I will have the pull-up test. Alrighty, guys, well, remember, safety goggles, Kevlar gloves, safety first. Don't try this at home. Alrighty, here we go. On the blade. One pull-up. It's a little slippery, to be honest. 2 pull-ups, a little bit tough. 3 pull-ups because it's so short. 4 pull-ups. And 5 pull-ups. hang on that one for a little bit. Not as quick as I usually do pull-ups, but the blade it's a little short, so it's actually kind of difficult to get a good grip on it. Well, so far technically it has passed Mayor Fuglycool's test. Mayor approved, great knife. But there's one thing that I don't agree with. I don't like the fact that the knife has a separate, or it doesn't have like a full tang going all the way to the butt cap. If it went all the way to the butt cap, it would be an extremely strong knife. Yes, it wouldn't have the electrical insulating capabilities that Gerber claims that this knife has, but it would make for a lot stronger knife, just for general all-around use. I mean, when you're in the woods, how often do you come across an electrical cord? You know, it's more of a, you know, so this knife was designed more for an urban scenario. You know, any type of, you know, if you have to cut a hole through a wall or, you know, some crazy thing like that. Well, it has passed, but the blade does move separate from the handle. So, would I personally carry this knife? No, I wouldn't. To be honest, everybody has their own opinion, but because of that feature, I feel that it might fail at some point in the future when I really need it the most. Alright guys, well, very solid knife. Hopefully y'all guys like the review. Remember to subscribe. Subscribe for more videos, and when you subscribe it helps me out. Like my videos, definitely. Thumbs up, knives up, subscribe. And leave a comment in the comment box. Tell me how I did. Tell me what you would like to see. And this knife, thank you to Fargus Jenkins, one of my longtime subscribers. He loves watching my reviews. Thanks, man. Thank you for donating this for my testing, and I will be sending it back to you with the Mayor stamp of approval. Alright guys, well, that's the Mayor. Remember, I test this stuff right here. I test these knives, so you don't have to. Alright guys, well, that's the Mayor. Thanks for watching.